Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, my friends, y'all won't believe this. Congresswoman, Georgia Republican Congresswoman Majorie Taylor Greene made a visit, a publicized visit on a daily talk show. You might have heard of it. It's called The View. Yes, that Majorie Taylor Greene went to go visit the Lion's Den, because I call this the Lion's Den. It's a platform where you have five or six women. Let me backtrack. Yes, 6 women. Whoopi Goldberg, an EGOT winner. You have Sarah Haynes, a left-leaning independent. By the way, Whoopi is very, very Democrat. Okay. Then you have a very Democratic Joy Behar. Then you have a very strong Democrat, Sunny Hostin. Then you have a Republican. Oh, what's her name? I am forgetting her name. Give me 1 second. Well, I know you have another conservative up there. Oh man, I'm blanking on the conservatives. Hold on. Time out. That's not the way to start a show, right? Oh, give me a second as I remember their names here. You have Alyssa Farah Griffin. She's in the conservative seat, right? She left the GOP, but she's a former staffer for the Trump administration. Then Ana Navarro, there we go, registered Republican, lifelong Republican, by the way, who is an anti-Trumper. And so you have that platform. The View has been depicted as a very left-leaning platform where they're on and on criticizing the right. So having someone like Majorie Taylor Greene, who's in my opinion far right, on that platform is interesting, because see, we found Majorie Taylor Greene, MG, what was it, MJG, Marjorie Taylor, no, MTG, that's the nickname they'll give her, because sometimes say Majorie Taylor Greene is too much. So MTG has been in the news criticizing her own party. Currently in real time, we're still in this current government shutdown, which she hates. She absolutely hates. And she has been criticizing those within her own party. One thing I will give credit to because I can't stand Majorie Taylor Greene either. But one thing I will give her credit is that she means what she says, and she's passionate about her opinions on certain things. So she doesn't care if she has to, bump heads with people within her own party. She's tough. She does CrossFit. She's pretty active. I will say that. She's pretty buff. All right. One thing I just can't stand is her mouth, because she continues to do personal attacks. And then when somebody responds, like shout out to Jasmine Crockett, when someone responds to her, oh, they're the ones that are attacking her. There's the ones that's playing unfair. There's the one that's always like, see, you're the reason why there's so much division in our world. It's disgusting. So yes, we're going to talk about that. In addition to that, former Vice President Dick Cheney, I don't know if you heard the news recently, but he had passed away at the age of 84. We'll talk a little bit about his background, his legacy, being a 2-term VP, and then also former NBA star and actor John Sally. He says, in his honest opinion, that Chauncey Billups was framed. Y'all know the big gambling scandal happening in the NBA. Yeah, he's saying he was framed. He's like, in general, he's like, I don't believe NBA players are gambling on games or just gambling in general illegally in sports. And I'm like, oh, bless your heart, John. But hey, he does bring on some great points about Chauncey. So we'll talk about it later on in the program. So as always, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in to the Arrington Gavin Show, taking 1 hour of your time. Y'all could be doing so many other things, but the fact that y'all said, "Hey, look, let me see what my boy Arrington's talking about today," I truly appreciate it, my friends. Look, for those who are watching us right now on YouTube, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with families. We want to continue that algorithm. We want to continue that momentum because one thing I have noticed and our listeners and viewers have noticed is that we have huge growth in our social media as well as in our YouTube channel, and we want to continue to push the narrative of great conversation. Okay, we're coming off of an election cycle here in my home area of Virginia, in my home state of Virginia, and one thing that is funny, people never understands, Arrington, how do you do it? How do you build relationships with folks on opposing sides, especially those that you don't agree with? It's simple. I respect others' opinions. Now, there is a line when I distance. If you truly, truly, truly look, when someone truly is passionate and wants to see good happening with overall people, they might just have different they have a different pathway of getting there, but at the end of the day, the overall result is the same. Now, there's some folks that they have a different path and their overall results is totally different. Sorry, it's hard to talk with you. I'll be honest, but I will still give you a platform as long as you don't promote hate towards individuals or a specific group. All right, that's we're not gonna have that here on the show. Let me go ahead and take that off. In addition to watching us on YouTube, you can also check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. Ways you can tune into that is by simply downloading the app. It's free. Download the app, available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku TV, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Again, that's Goatverse TV. Then you can also listen to us on the go. We're available on all major podcast platforms. Let's see what else we have. You can also check us out on the radio airwaves. That's right. We're available on we're partnered with three my friends, three uh radio stations outside of the state of Virginia, which we want to continue to grow and get involved on more radio stations. But one of them that we're honored to be a part of is WBOK 1230 AM in New Orleans. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. Then we're going to move it on to the Houston side. Still in the Central Time Zone. We're going to move on to the Houston side to Afro Vibes Radio. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Saturdays at 12 p.m. at noon Central Time, and that's only on Afro Vibes Radio in the Houston area. Then lastly, you can also check us out in the Metro Atlanta area on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Now, look, what I want to pull up here real quick. Let's see. I remember I had mentioned to you all that I had recently had the opportunity to check out a live, wasn't a taping, but a live show of Roland Martin's program, Roland Martin Unfiltered, which is on his platform as well as the Black Star Network. I'm a true fan of Roland Martin. I even had the opportunity of grabbing a signed copy of his book, White Fear. White Fear, How the Browning of America is Making White Folks Lose Their Minds. Let me tell you something. I've read a few of them pages already. Boy. And look, you're talking to a centrist right here. So, and really, Roland has always been, as a fan, Roland has always shared that his beliefs, his viewpoint is he is black leaning. He never said if he's a Democrat, never said if he's a Republican. He said he's black leaning, and I respect that because that's very true. For far too long, our community has been overlooked. Okay, now don't get me wrong, I'm not that person that walks every day saying racist, race that, racist, race that, but here's the thing, y'all. In this new climate, under this new administration, it has gotten worse. If y'all think I'm lying, well, shame on you, because it has gotten worse under this new administration. Okay, lack of fun, no, zero funding, and funding cuts in Department of Education, funding cuts in our historical Black colleges and universities. Oh, oh, the cancellation of diversity, equity, inclusion programs, which benefits all people, not just Black people, benefits veterans, benefits white women, benefits veterans. Okay, I go back, it benefits veterans. So how the hell do you have an administration that says, oh, they're pro veterans, but yet they take away programs that will benefit them? See, y'all, it's so important that we continue to do our research with things, because we read the headlines, we focus on headlines, but we do not read the fine print per se, right? We always read the headline of a contract, but we never read the fine print. And it's unfortunate, because that is the most important piece. Where am I? I've done got y'all done got me hot right now, man. But let me before we before we head to our segment, what's the role and why is it important? I do want to put up here, because I've been bragging about running into a mentor. I was fanboying out. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Roland Martin, y'all. It was dope being in his just being in his presence. Really, surely funny dude. He's serious. When I tell you he's serious, he's very straightforward, very stern. He's passionate about. He has a standard. I will say that he has a sharp standard. So he has a full staff uh of folks making sure X, Y, and Z, making sure all I's are dotted, all T's are crossed. Um, he pressed our elected officials, elected officials of color, Black elected officials, and he pressed them, which was important. I tell you all this time and time again. You have to keep our elected officials. We have to keep them accountable. Don't just don't just stop after don't just stop after election day. Hell no. Y'all realize, yeah, it's one case of getting them elected, but it's now we have to keep them accountable. Let me enlarge that photo for you. There you go. There you go. So that's myself along with the great Roland Martin. And you see I got some photos. That's one of our local it's a school board member, Dr. Avita Green out of Virginia Beach, who sidebar, her daughter Stephanie Sutton and I were in the same. We were in recently honored in the same class for the Inside Business Top 40 Under 40. So that's why I had acknowledged and grabbed a picture with her as well. And then that's my buddy Mr. Eric Majette. He is a business owner, entrepreneur in the Hampton Roads area. Is also the president of the Virginia Beach NAACP. He was one of the guests on the program. And then just to kind of scroll through this slew of photos right here, you have a Virginia State delegate, Alex Askew, dear friend of mine. You have Miss Sia Price, as well as a Virginia State delegate, Michael Figgins right here. And then you have Mr. Virgil. I forgot Virgil's last name. I'm sorry about that, Virgil, but this was the conversation that Roland Martin was having here on the program. So, my friends, before we take a quick commercial break, I always like to throw in a quick segment. What's this role and why is it important? So, we're still in the state government category. Now we're in the executive branch of state government. We're now in the treasurer and comptroller Okay, the treasurer and comptroller manages state finances, investments, and payments, ensures public funds are used properly. So they just basically occupy and look over the money, okay, the money in the state. So I hope to have on Virginia State Senator Louise Lucas, who's also the chairwoman of the Finance Committee. She has probably the most important role. She has been said to be named the second most powerful woman in the state of Virginia. So I know her personally. It's just in her schedule. She's extremely busy. I'm trying to get something scheduled to have her on. But my friends, look, we're gonna take a commercial break. Do not change that radio. Do not change that dial. We'll be back. You listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, that's that new GoVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Let's get it going with our first story of the day. As I mentioned, y'all won't believe this. Y'all won't believe this at all. Majorie Taylor Greene, Republican Congresswoman out of Georgia, was recently on The View. Now, I give see this is what I like to see though, because I'll be honest, I've used to I never cared for The View like that. It's not like I did not like the co-hosts as individual. It's not like I wasn't a fan of them. I just didn't like the concept. I didn't like the format of the program. I like shows that are fair and you know set up very fairly in a sense. So you got 6 people, maybe have 3 Democrats have two moderates, one progressive. Then when you have your three folk, you have you have maybe have one independent, one moderate, and then one far conservative leaning um um right winger, in a sense. Like, to me, that's a fair, because it's relatable to everyday life, right? It's relatable to the overall of society. The View now has been, I would say, 5-1. And really, it's almost like, shoot, it's really like all six of them always agree with most of, because Allison is still conservative, but she's an independent. And Sunny is always, she has her opinion. Oprah, Lord have mercy. Whoopi Goldberg, she's playing her she plays the moderator. Joy, Sarah brings in some solid points. Anna Navarra, who's also a CNN contributor, CNN political commentator, she's pretty sharp as well. But they've always encouraged and always had on politicians from the Democratic Party, or folks that lean more left and more in their views. They rarely have people on the opposing side. So that being said, this was a growth, in my opinion, of the show, to have someone like a Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, recently, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been criticizing her own party due to just shutdowns, due to the policy, due to the leadership of House Speaker, due to the leadership of House Speaker Mike Johnson. So let me go ahead and play this recent sound. I have a few clips that I want to let y'all listen to, and then we'll talk about all of that on the other side.
And there's a lot of paid social media influencers. And I found it very interesting that they were the MAGA accounts, but they're all paid. And they all attacked me when I announced I was coming to join you ladies on The View. And I think that's very weak and pathetic. But when I talk about weak Republican men, I'm pretty much talking oftentimes about the leadership in the House and the Senate. And they're not getting our agenda done. I think there's a lot of paid people at home watching this show. They go to work every day. Ladies, you go to work every day. The people on your set, and it is an embarrassment to me that we're not in session.
And getting paid.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Good for you.
Exactly. I'm not taking a paycheck.
Exactly. Good for you. I think you're one of the only ones.
Well, like the air controller list. I think that should be a public list.
Yeah.
I think that's fair because our paychecks are taxpayer funded.
Correct.
However, I voted to fund the federal government on September 18th. I want all federal employees to be paid. I want all the programs to be funded. And I think that is our job, all of us together, Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate. And I'll look, I'm with women, so I feel very comfortable saying this. I'm really tired of the pissing contest in Washington, D.C. between the men. I really am. People.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm so tired of the content, between the men. What about you, though? What about you? Because, see, here's my frustration with this. I'm not frustrated the fact that they gave her an opportunity to speak. I'm not disagreeing with her thought process on certain things. I think it's a back and forth of power, not specifically. I hate that she's trying to goody two shoe voters to saying that this is now a sexist thing. This is the back and forth between the men, the power dynamics of men and not women. Now look, I in society, is still very much a male dominant society. That's just it, and it's unfair. I will say that it's unfair. But all of a sudden, she's acting like, well, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. No, I wanted to say something. You've been running your mouth since you've been in office, and to my opinion, you have not added any peace to Congress, to the nation. All you do is bash, 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 bash. 24 flipping 7. That's all you do. So I don't know if this is a come to Jesus moment for you. I don't know if this is the fact that you have now been shut out of the Trump, the MAGA party. Because here's the thing. And I'm surprised Candace Owens or any other folks from MAGA has not taught you anything, Miss Greene. But it's hard to stay in Trump's grace or in that team MAGA, especially at the top. Because see, now she has lost her privileges. She's lost her car because she's also one of the ones that continues to push the Epstein files too. And so now that she sees that she's not invited to the cookout no more, oh, let me can I go on The View and say a few words, please? I just got something to say, please. Can I say no, Marjorie? All those years that you have been throwing out this and that and that and this, please, I don't want to listen to nothing she got to say. I'm not siding with her. She can complain all she wants. I don't know. And these are for my Georgia listeners, by the way. These are for my Georgia listeners that's tuning in right now. What's your thoughts on Majorie Taylor Greene? What's your thoughts on Majorie Taylor Greene? Is she doing good in y'all state? Is she fairly popular? I mean, she gets reelected, so she must be doing something good within her district. But one thing too, Georgia is a predominantly red state. It's funny, sidebar, I was having a conversation with some friends of mine about your former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Goff, who I've actually reached out to his team to try and get an interview with him. Haven't got any word yet, so Lord willing, hopefully they get in contact with me. But hey, who wants to talk to little old me, right? But he hasn't, he left the GOP. He's now become a Democrat. Now he's running for governor as a Democrat now, and he knows. But how authentic is this? And I say that because, and this is not just a whole, okay, you flip the script now you're going after. Here's the thing, y'all. You go from a Georgia Republican all of a sudden to a Georgia Democrat running for governor for the state of Georgia. Just like what's the gentleman back in the day, Congressman Vernon Jones, who was a longtime Democrat, who was probably the only Democrat to speak at Trump's RNC when it was COVID, right, when it was COVID and it was remote. He was a solo Democrat. Then he ended up leaving the Democratic Party and going, becoming a Republican, a strong Trump MAGA. I mean, he's that's an interesting cat right there. But again, what's your thoughts on Majorie Taylor Greene? Do you agree that this is, in her words, a pissing contest between the two? Do you think she's right on that? Or do you think it's like, simply just a power thing? This is a back and forth of who is going to be having the most power, right? I'm curious. I am very curious. So y'all, let's go ahead and we're going to digress from this story here and move it on to the next. So as I mentioned earlier, former Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney, passed away at the age of 84 years old. 84 years old. For a lot of y'all that didn't really know of Vice President Cheney, he was a conservative's conservative. Let me tell you something. There wasn't a conservative like like Dick Cheney. That's why it was so rare for when he publicly came out and endorsed a Democrat in Kamala Harris. I mean, whoa, who saw that coming, right? So he passed away from complications of pneumonia and cardiac arrest and vascular disease. His family stated in a recent statement on election day, on the past election day is when he passed. He served as VP under President George W. Bush. The former VP had a long dealt with a history of heart problems. Quote here, I'm going to be reading. Says Dick Cheney was a great and good man who taught his children and grandchildren to love our country and to live lives of courage, honor, love, kindness, and fly fishing. Courage, honor, love, and kindness. Those are some key words that I think we're missing right now, y'all. And look, I was too young to really know too much of Dick Cheney's policies until I got older and read on them. I'm like, ooh, good God, I don't think we'll ever get along. but one thing I'll give credit is that for being a conservative, he was pro same-sex marriage, which again, I'm this is me. I believe everybody has a right to, to a union, whoever they want to love. Seriously. Like, let me tell you something. I love my wife. I love my wife to the ends of the earth. I can't imagine having that mindset of if the law said, well, you can't marry your wife. I can't imagine that. Where the world that you live in is saying, no, you can't love who you want. And that's not okay. So the fact that you have a conservative who had a major platform, a major platform, and a major he was very high up in the Republican Party to say, hey, look, no, I'm for this. That was a big deal. And then fast forward, he ended up endorsing a Democratic president, a Democrat for president, and he's still a longtime Republican. Come on now. That's why it's like his daughter, Liz Cheney, I believe she was a former congresswoman as well. Why she was raised by great leaders. He said, we are grateful beyond measures for all Dick Cheney did for our country, and we are blessed beyond measures to have loved and been loved by the noble giant of a man. Now, just to go back to, I mentioned he had a history of heart issues. Cheney survived 5 heart attacks during his lifetime, suffering his first one in his first congressional campaign at the age of 37. As a congressional member, he suffered 2 additional heart attacks. The 4th occurred following the presidential election in 2000 as a battle issued over who was the winning candidate. Cheney had a cardiac defibrillator implanted as vice president in February of 2010. He had a 5th heart attack after leaving office 5 months later. He was outfitted with a device that helped pump blood and compensate for increasing heart congestion. Now, he underwent a heart transplant in March of 2012 and a quadruple bypass surgery in 1988. Now, Cheney once revealed that he had the wireless function of his defibrillator turned off during the concerns terrorists might attempt to send his heart and fatal shock remotely, according to the AP, Associated Press. His condition inspired him to co-author a book with cardiologist Jonathan Reiner titled Heart, an American Medical Obesity. In an interview with USA Today in 2013, Reiner said the following of Cheney's condition: he has the longest history of heart disease of any of my patients. He has the most complex history in terms of how difficult his disease became, the most number of moving parts, and he happens to be Dick Cheney. The VP denied claims that he might receive I can't even say that word, preferential health care treatment. He said it's not true at the age of 72 in an interview about his heart transplant. Now, he dedicated his book to his family, his medical team, and the donor of his heart. At the time of the USA Today interview, Cheney was also an organ donor. Speaking of his transplant, which elevated him of his heart ailments. Cheney also said that all that's left to show that I was a heart patient was that scar on my chest. So again, I every time I go on social media, I look at these past clips of I look at these past clips of back then where politicians from opposing sides could talk, could have a drink, can enjoy a beer, could do this, could do that. And we're not getting that anymore, y'all. We're not getting that at all. You hear me? We're not getting that at all. What I'm seeing is the growth of division, right? We have the extremists on both sides that are gaining momentum. And it's hard for folks like myself that look, I encourage having the civil discourse. I encourage having friends from opposing sides. I actually just had a conversation earlier today with an individual who was a guest on. I had recently done a live stream on my YouTube show, not YouTube show, YouTube channel, and I had folks from opposing sides. I had some folks that were new to my program. I co-hosted it, collabed with my friend Conrad Shezventer. Shout out to Conrad Shezventer, host of the political YouTube show Shez Who. And I had a conversation, and we were just talking about how it's so important. It's interesting that folks in our generation, we kind of embrace each other a little more than the the older generation, right? We do. We do. But it's interesting though, because I think it's just a rare group of people that can actually talk with people from opposing sides. Like, I understand that John Fetterman is getting flack of always criticizing his own party. But I agree with John Fetterman is the fact that society cannot be built off of one party's policies. It can't. I'm sorry. You know, as much as I can criticize the right, as much as I can criticize the left, you need both of their solutions or their what they want to put to the table, bring to the table. If you bring them together, it's like making a gumbo, right? If you bring both seasons together, you roll that gumbo up, it tastes delicious, right? So, in order for us to grow as a society, we have to hear perspectives from all sides. Dick Cheney has said, look, yeah, I'm a conservative, but at the end of the day, I care about the overall people, and the leadership that's happening right now, I can't lean with that. I can't rock with that. And so, once again, just like John McCain, who was a longtime Republican, Dick Cheney, the Bush family, George W. Bush. I mean, look at all of the past Republicans that has said, hey, look, we have to do better. We have to speak truth to power. And we can't let this regime of this administration take over. And that's respect. That's respect in my views, y'all. Let's go ahead and digress from this. Actually, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a commercial break here. We're gonna take another commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Arrington Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarinLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Hey, Dad, want to go for a walk?
Well, that'll help me get my steps in for the day. Gotta stay healthy and strong.
Bet you're healthier than me.
I'd like to keep it that way. Doc says I need to walk 10,000 steps a day. How long is that?
Don't know. How about you tell me a story instead of counting steps?
I could tell you about the house my father and uncle built for us.
That's a couple of thousand steps right there.
Staying connected keeps you going strong. Learn ways to stay happy, active, and independent at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
Hey, all right, y'all. Welcome back to the show. So listen here. So recently, reporters caught up with former NBA star and not former actor, I think he's still acting, but Bad Boy star, former actor John Sally, four-time NBA champ John Sally, wanted to get his take on the recent NBA gambling scandal that involved Pistons great Chauncey Billups, really NBA great. I wouldn't say just Pistons, NBA great, because Chauncey was my boy, man. Chauncey played, I think, a couple years, maybe 1 or 2 years with my Knicks. And he just wanted to get his take on the recent scandal. And this is what John Sally had to say. Go ahead and check this out.
Hey, so what do you make of this whole situation? Obviously, Chauncey Billups, also a fellow Piston. What do you make of the whole situation?
I don't believe any of it. The one thing I talked to Gilbert Arenas, the fact that somebody had the nerve to throw his name in it, that I would be pissed off too. What I said to Gilbert was, isn't it amazing they showed 3 guys we've heard of out of 30? Show them guys, show the 13 from the mob. If you're going to show those 3 guys because they're professional athletes.
Right, household names.
If you're going to use that as the case, show the mobsters. I know Chauncey doesn't know how to make a table that you can see through. I know he doesn't have cards you can see through. I know he doesn't have glasses. Everybody wants to use your name if you're a Hall of Famer and say, hey, if you use your name to throw this game, everybody's going to show up. What's wrong with that, right? It's a draw. But now, when it no longer works in their benefit, they've been checking out for 4 years. They let Chauncey move up like that. The NBA would have known that they were doing that.
Yeah.
Somebody would have tipped them. I just think it's unfortunate because he's my man. I don't believe players cheat. I think guys want to win.
Do you think? So you think they were possibly framed?
100%.
By who?
Exactly. The ones that they won't name.
Wow, interesting.
Right. You think Chauncey got time to make a table? Make this table, and we're going. No, he flies into Vegas. They pay him to use his name. He's playing poker. He get paid to play poker. You'll see.
Are his lawyers going to get him out of this, you think? I mean, are they going to find us?
Well, he's not. He shouldn't be in trouble for putting on the game. Period.
Wow. Okay.
And I think it just makes us more. And then you always hear guys says, man, I saw that guy in the arm, and he was so mean to me. He wasn't mean. You just can't be nice. You just can't talk to anybody.
Right,
You can't be cool with anybody. I don't think Chauncey Billups had anything in the way they're thinking about it. I don't think he was compromised like that.
Wow.
I know Chauncey's not that kind of guy.
So you heard it right there from John Sally, right? He said that Chauncey's innocent. He says it was 100% framed. He said, how the hell does this guy have the time to set up a whole table? This man's doing all. Here's the thing. And there was some accuracy to that. He's like this. When there's these tables and tournaments and whatnot, gambling this coming together, they're like, hey, look, let's bring him on there for name recognition to get some more guys in and using his name. But he's like, he doesn't have the time to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, John might be onto something. Because, at first you're like, maybe John is speaking from just the brotherhood of the NBA, right? He's a fellow Piston. He's like, look, the brotherhood is strong. He said it's not fair. It's unfair for those accusing Gilbert Arenas for being a snitch. Like that just showed how authentic John Sally is and how loyal he is, right? Because look, there's so many folks right now that's looking for the clickbait and looking for a new way to stay relevant, and they will say, let me tell you something. I knew back in my day when I was teammates with him, for 40 something, for these amount of years, I won a championship with him, and he was always a douche. Like he was always a jerk to me. And it doesn't surprise me the fact everybody gambled, and we did something legal. Like, there's that one person that just does not care, and it's like, oh, I get it. This man is trying to stay relevant. He's trying, next up, you see him on Love and Hip Hop or something like that. And so it is really it's interesting. It is interesting to see how it is interesting to see how it's interesting to see the opinions coming from former NBA stars, because I think he was one of the I shared two different sides of things. John Sally had a very successful, let me rephrase that. He had a very successful career in the NBA. Okay. He had a very successful career in the NBA. Then you had one individual where when this first came out, there was a gentleman who was also a former professional basketball player, but most of his years was overseas. Now, I'm not trying to degrade his career, saying, "Oh, what does he know? We're not gonna take him serious because he was a nobody. No one knew who he was. He played mostly overseas." No, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying the fact that a national cable news platform said, "Look, let's contact an NBA star with or a professional basketball player just to get his take," because let's be honest, most folks might not know who this individual is. If I could find let me see if I can even look back on the clip here. That's not it. That's what I'm looking for. It's always so. See, this is why it helps to have producers so they can already have it on real time as I speak about it. I think this is here we go. So this gentleman right here, if I can find who his name is. Okay, Jeff Kobe. Jeff Kobe, a lot by a show of hands, do y'all know who Jeff Kobe is if I didn't say? No. Now, Jeff Kobe played in the let me look at Jeff Kobe's stats compared to John Sally. Because one thing I know about Jeff Kobe is that he's dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. That's all I know. That's all I know. All right. Jeff Kobe played for 0 NBA teams. He played for developmental teams and he played for overseas. Majority of he was undrafted. So again, they're contacting an individual who, in a sense, is going on this as a promotional, a branding moment for him. 31 years old, dating someone that is in her 50s, but that's very famous. You know what I mean? Like, it's just clout chasing. So now hearing from a true NBA guy that has the status, that has the relationships, hearing from him sounds more accurate. So let me go ahead and read. I shared you the soundbite, but let me also read you this TMZ article. It says here the NBA legend didn't make many bones about it during an airport chat recently, insisting there just no way to the suspended Portland Trail Blazers head coach knew of any kind of illegal activity at poker games he attended. His words, he said, "You think Chauncey got time to make a table? Like, we're going to make this table and we're going to go." No, he didn't say. He said that he flies into Vegas. Then they pay him to use his name. He's playing poker. He gets paid to play. Now, look, I've been to Vegas a couple times. Love Vegas. I'm not a gambler. I'm one of them. I'm one of them corny gamblers. I'll do the machines and that's it. Because my luck with gambling, I'm no. I don't make it into a career. I never win big at all. But I love Vegas. I love the atmosphere. I love the parties. I love the clubs. I love the entertainment. I love Vegas. I was in a cigar lounge, and I had ran into a former Super Bowl champ, multi-time Super Bowl champ. I'm not gonna say any names, but he was a very famous football player. And I'm like, what's he doing here? Because he never, I look at his resume. It never said that he was from this side of town as X, Y, and Z. He's an avid poker player in celebrity tournaments. So that being said, how many famous people competes in poker tournaments? Now, I'm not saying that they're just all around like it's against other celebrities, but there's so many known folks that just come just to gamble, just to enjoy Vegas, right? Especially post retirement. Let me go enjoy, party it up and this and any other. We hear it all the time. Says here, Billups was arrested after federal prosecutors claim he was in cahoots with mafia families in Portland. With mafia families who swindled people out of millions of dollars by luring them to play in rigged poker games. The feds allege Billups was used as a face card, who would draw fish to the table. So he was the guinea pig. He was kind of like the inside man. All right. He was the distraction. He was the bait. Before his co-conspirators would deploy high-tech equipment to ensure the victims would lose. Billups' attorney has refuted the allegations, and Sally made it clear he believes the Hall of Famers are now. He's like, I don't think Chauncey Billups had anything in the way they're thinking about it. I don't think he was compromised like that. I know Chauncey is not that kind of a guy. Now, look, how many times have we seen celebrities be fooled? I'm sorry, but Miss Huxtable defended Dr. Huxtable for since in the beginning. She been quiet since the man got sentenced. Now, I know how everybody has mixed reviews about Bill Cosby. They're like, hey, look, at his age, why? There's so many other folks. At the end of the day, look, he was found guilty. Okay, I'm not gonna go into details with that, but come on now. Like D.L. Hughley said, Dr. Huxtable was America's dad, but Bill Cosby was America's uncle. Oh my gosh, that was funny stuff right there. My friends, I'm looking at my time right here, but yeah, we're gonna continue to follow up on this story involving this NBA scandal. It is a lot of people that have been involved, current players, and like I said, like they had mentioned, coaches. Stephen A. Smith himself has said, hey, look, Trump's coming after sports. He's coming after the NBA. There was a lot of players in the NBA that spoke against Trump. Like, again, this revenge tour, to what folks in media is calling this. Oh, and I've said it too, revenge tour, but I don't know as far as what Stephen A. Smith is talking about. Like, Stephen A. Smith has brought up that in the past, Donald Trump wanted to be a professional team owner, specifically in football. And owners laughed at him saying, oh, yeah, right. You don't know. You don't have what it takes. You don't have what it takes to be involved in this space here. So that, that settled. And, Stephen A. Smith continues to repeat saying, look, the president said, I'm going to show those mother effers, what it's all about and this and the other. So I'm like, okay, I got you. And so, you see folks, there is instances, there's stories that brings up these theories, right? Wow. Chauncey? NBA gambling? NBA making, these supermax contracts? Why y'all gambling? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. Y'all can't be this clueless, right? But it exists. It happens. My thing is, y'all, greed is taking over. Greed will always be in our space, in our world. It will. It's not going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. Oh my goodness. But to me, like I said, y'all, just give me a few million. I will shut the hell up after that. Give me a few. Matter of fact, give me 5. Because, I have family that will be like, oh, Lord, just give me 1 million. If I just get 1 million, I'll be okay. Y'all, my price went up to 5. If I get 5, between 5 and 10, I'm Gucci. I'm good. I'm still doing the show. But I ain't going to give a what I got to say to my. No, I'm joking, y'all. Look, I'm glad y'all still with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to continue to stay informed. Have fun. Peace and blessings. Be kind to one another. And be sure to tune in weeknights available on all digital streaming platforms as well as on the radio airwaves. I will see y'all next time for another episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.